Asda claims a couple of buyers asking cashiers to hold at £30. A couple of Asda customers are asking cashiers to hold scanning items whilst the up till total strikes £30 as they are aiming to reduce costs, the supermarket's chairman claims. Along with establishing much less in their baskets, Lord Increased mentioned higher customers had been switching over to rate vary degrees with people included roughly expanding rates. What we're seeing is a big sell behavior, he educated the B. It follows dishes as well as gas costs jump. With UK inflation, the rate at which costs surge, striking 9.1% in can possibly likewise. Lord Increased mentioned he observed the inflation surge coming last year like a inform coming with a passage with a huge blinking moderate on the leading. Currently it is time to secure our seat belts, he mentioned. People are trading returned they could be anxious roughly investing, he stated. They have actually obtained a limitation that they've laid out. As well they are claiming £30 is one restrict, as well as on the occasion that they reach added compared to £30 after that it actually is it. Forestall it is the same with fuel. Lord Increased stated the USA become encountering some really difficult circumstances as well as entreated the federal government to do added to help reduce earnings families. Nevertheless the Treasury mentioned it comprehended people have actually been experiencing expanding rates as well as it become production charge of home costs of £1.20 hundred to the ones under revenues. Lord Increased furthermore attended to authorities' concerns that grocery stores had been not handing down March's 5p in accordance with litter reduced in gas commitment, firmly urging Asda rate modifications have actually been completed the exact same day. The retail professional has actually some half a century of market saver under his belt. He remembers the runaway inflation of the 1970s as well as stated this round of climbing prices has actually come as a really horrible marvel for customers. I'm of the modern technology that bears in mind what it resembled last time. As well as when inflation obtains maintain, it is quite pernicious, he mentioned. As well as it takes a long term to remove, we're in danger of remaining in a location that it's really hard to extricate ourselves from. What is conversely depressing is that the USA of the USA, the authorities, potentially the Economic Organization of England really did not see inflation coming quickly they have actually obtained currently pertain to that. Asda was monitoring non-reusable earnings since the economic dilemma in 2008 as well as is all as well privy to the press on buyers. Its ultra-modern documents recommends families had, usually, £44 a lot much less each week in discretionary earnings and could as compared to a year earlier. An autumn of virtually 18% that's the amount of cash left over after tax obligations as well as important costs were deducted as well as it is much the third month straight where non-reusable making have actually gone down to file rates. Rate vary range. Like various grocery stores, Asda is needing to grapple with its own rising prices as well as establish how a large amount of this to absorb as well as just what does it cost to miss straight to purchasers. Since they understand clients will certainly elect with their toes as well as conserve rounded, every one of the huge grocers remain in a battle to keep rates as low as practical on the optimal well-known day-to-day items. The UK's third greatest grocer has actually increased its lower rate grocery stores with a brand new range, Just Needs, concealing a couple of 300 goods. It has actually likewise released Gone Down as well as secured an effort to reduce prices on 100 things as well as protect them on the exact same price for the leisure of the 12-month. We are doing the entire whole lot we have obtained spent practically £100 million in the continuing to be month approximately making certain clients obtain basics at really eye-catching costs to attempt as well as aid them, mentioned Lord Increased. Nevertheless will certainly it suffice? Asda has actually nowadays been carrying out much less well compared to its rivals. Lord Increased stated he come to be not as well anxious roughly marketplace percentage in the quick as well as tool period. It's rising a little bit, as well as down a piece. You will see the regular month-to-month changes which is typically been the instance in retail. We can possibly do what we have to do to look after our clients, he mentioned. Second of all, because of the truth we have obtained had a profession of ownership. My co-workers which I easiest took control of the venture a year earlier. We are doing points which we think will certainly have actually a result on the long term of the business venture with the intent to give clients a far better Asda more guide. The reaches by the stop of the year yet would certainly actually prefer to peer more authorities help for the ones optimal in desire. I would certainly advise them to do higher for the ones people at the most affordable stop of the earnings income range, he stated. He recommended a VAT discount rate or other discount rate in gas tax obligation might be useful. He recounted the authorities currently has actually a tough harmonizing act amongst dealing with climbing costs without scuppering financial development, yet he knows what he might do. I'd state the optimal vital precedence in the short term is to eliminate inflation, because of the truth when inflation obtains installed, it's really hard to eliminate. If it method we have to progressive the economic system down for time, as well as it seems we are going for a recession, after that so be it. A federal government representative mentioned its £37 billion help plan offer indicated it may provide a tax obligation reduced in July to store the day-to-day staff member added compared to £330 each annum. It mentioned people on day-to-day credit report would certainly maintain £1,000 higher of what they make, as well as a 5p lower on gas responsibility might maintain a typical very own household R100.